Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye has friends. No, really, Jeff has friends. Jeff's friends are on this podcast. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship. Jeff Dye's friendship.
Friendship.
Welcome back to Jeff Dye's Friendship Podcast, episode 55, week 55. Big shout out, 55, Seattle Seahawks, Brian Bosworth, legend. Really kind of started the whole individual player having like a personality, a larger-than-life shtick, almost a pro wrestling-like gimmick. When he went to college, he was larger than the team. He was larger-than-life personality, larger-than-life character. And then the Seahawks drafted him, and he became the Seattle Seahawks larger-than-life character. We wanted that same thing he had there in Oklahoma, in Seattle. He's a legend for that. He's still in ESPN commercials. He's still a fun guy. He's actually a great dude and not what his shtick personified. But shout out to Brian Bosworth. We love you, buddy. We would love to have you on the podcast sometime. Go Seahawks. Go 12s. But he's number 55, so that's why he gets the shout out, because it's week 55. Fun episode today. Me and Tony. If you love baseball, you're going to love this episode. If you want to learn about baseball, you'll love this episode. If you're not crazy about baseball, you probably like me and Tony, so you're just going to love this episode. We talk mascots. We talk baseball. We talk about crazy people. And I do want to apologize. The word crazy is a very harsh term that I often misuse. So just know that when I say it, I don't mean it to be the offensive way that most people use the word crazy. Because crazy is often dismissive, like, oh, they're crazy. Whereas I'm obsessed with crazy and I like it. So I use a lot of words that other people think are negative in positive ways. Like, I think crazy is good. I think dumb is good. I think old is fine, Like, I use a lot of these words that trigger people, and I don't mean to hurt nobody's feelings. I like crazy people. That's why I'm into women. This episode's great. We love you guys. Thank you so much for being subscribing and for listening and for giving us a shot. If you are listening on iTunes or any of those things, rate, review, please give us a little comment. Also, if you'd like to watch this podcast, go to patreon.com/Jeff Dye, and you can watch all the episodes of this, all 55 episodes, and you'll be able to watch this episode here, and you'll get unlimited tickets to all of my comedy shows for free. If you're at a show, you get free tickets. You get a meet and greet. You get all that stuff, as opposed to everyone else having to pay. It's $10 a month. If you don't want to do that, if you just want to listen to this for free, then keep doing it. Go to iTunes. We don't care. We're just happy you're here. We love you guys. Enjoy this episode. And just like that, welcome back to the Jeff Dye Friendship Podcast. I'm feeling good, man.
Yeah, man.
I feel happy.
Me too.
Happy Easter to everyone out there.
Yeah, belated.
The way me and Tony celebrate Easter, our families live up in Seattle,
in
Kent, Washington. Mm-hmm. And so what we decided to do is head on down to the Seattle Mariners versus the California Angels. Mm-hmm. And it was actually a fun game.
It was a lot of fun.
It was one of the most fun losses I've ever seen. I'll say that.
I will definitely agree.
Yeah.
Because the way it happened, usually it's like you lose, it falters at the end, but we were the opposite. It was kind of flatlined the whole game, and then the ninth inning was awesome, and we just
there was little
ran out of
dabbles
time.
Of runs from both teams. It's kind of just a crappy pitching performance by both.
We had only scored one before the ninth inning.
But didn't we score first?
No.
Oh, we didn't?
Yeah, we were down 2-0, then we scored
there you go.
one.
They scored, then we scored.
And then they scored a bunch.
And they scored a bunch.
And then we scored a bunch. We had 3 dingers in the ninth, which was awesome. And it was almost a comeback.
Also, big shout out to Jack and Angie Mintink.
The best.
Angie Mintink is the best.
She's the greatest.
Love her to death. I don't know Jack's last name. I'm sure I could find it if I look, but shout out to them for hooking us up with tickets.
Best seats I've ever had at a baseball game.
So great. The guy's name is Jack Mosiman. And Mosiman? He is he's the traveling secretary for the Seattle Mariners, and they hooked us up with these freaking phenomenal seeds.
Yeah, if you can you see on our Instagram, like we were taking pictures and stuff. It's like we were literally right against the dugout, our dugout too.
Yeah, and we got to watch our Mariners back there. It was so cool.
I could listen to their conversations. I was listening to Malik Smith freestyle during a pitching change.
I got a video of it.
Yeah, it was really, really fun. So
well, and also there was Mariners fans around us, so that must be like the tickets they hooked people up.
Yeah, when we got there, the people that were sitting in the row behind us were like, I sit down and this lady's like, "Hey, what's your name?" I was like, "Tony." She's like, "Oh, what's your mom's? Is your mom's name Terry?" I was like, "Yeah, what?" It's so weird. And she went to high school with my mom and recognized. Your mom
listens to this, so hey, you know, your son was recognized at a baseball game before me, which I don't appreciate. Based on his eyes. Those are some strong genes you got.
Yeah. Based on her pictures that my mom has posted on her Facebook of me.
Yeah.
The weirdest way.
Because she was like, your eyes. I recognize those beautiful eyes anywhere.
So strange. So strange.
That's flirty.
Am I a celebrity now?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm a mom's Facebook.
That counts for
celebrity
sure.
For my mom's Facebook.
I had my full name on my jersey, and I didn't get recognized right away. So, but what a fun game.
It was a good time, and
what a good way to spend Easter.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, it was nice. I brought my good friend Chris Vanger, who has he's on a co-host a show. I don't know the name of the show. I think it's named after the man that is the.
I think that's right.
Main guy, but Chris is on that radio show. I've known Chris for a really long time. The only bad part about Chris is he roots for the Anaheim Angels.
Yeah.
So, his joy comes when my team loses.
The Shane Show.
Oh, yeah, the Shane Show, which I don't know anything about. I think he's asked me to be on it, he's asked me to, come on it before, but it's like they record, super late at night, and it's always last minute, which means they don't really want me as a guest. It means they had, a fallout, and they're like, hey, can you just come down here?
Sounds familiar.
Which, I know, but it's also, that's one thing that's, I want to dive into this. The bad part about being friends with people is they don't take your career serious. You're just a friend to them. They don't care about your career. So Chris asked me about all these other people. He has no idea that I'm even's oh, you still doing that show? What a throwaway. Are you just still doing that show? That huge show.
I heard a little bit of that conversation yesterday.
Yeah. And then he's like, oh, Adam Ray's been doing great, huh? And I was like, yeah, he has been doing great.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've asked me nothing about because that's the thing. When you're someone's friend, they don't care.
Yeah.
When they're looking at it from the outside in, it appears very oh, they're doing this and they're doing that and they're doing this. So you
overlook it a little bit when it's just
a lot of it.
Yeah.
No one cares. And here I am. I'm making friends with everybody, thinking that's gonna help. It doesn't help. No one cares about what you got cooking.
Yeah.
If you're just a buddy to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Means a lot to me though, what you're doing.
Well, we're in it. We're in it together.
Yeah.
And I like that blue hat you're wearing.
I like it too. I don't wear it enough because I like to match.
Yeah.
So it matches my sweatshirt.
I had strong problems with this hat. If you're not watching the podcast on Patreon, he's wearing it's the old colors, the early 90s Mariners colors.
Or even when we started, the 70s.
But it's the modern S.
Yeah, it's our Sunday hat. It's what we wear on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had problems with those when they first came out because I was like, just do a throwback.
Yeah.
Don't do throwback colors. Just do, because they've never once done a throwback to Griffey's rookie year uniform.
Yeah.
They've done the pitchfork, which nobody was a Mariners fan during the pitchfork.
Yeah, they haven't done the baseball with M's on the baseball, right?
That would be the same time as just the pure yellow S. There was no compass on it. There was no symbol. It was just a yellow S. That's all it was. And they always neglect those years.
Yeah.
But those years were key. That's when Valley was there, Edgar, Griffey, in that Harold Reynolds, Omar Vizquel time, which was I think my favorite time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways, I'm trying to get a Mariners uniform soon because I want to do shows at Cooperstown.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
For Edgar.
That's my goal.
I mean, for you, but
when Edgar comes, I want to or when Edgar gets inducted. Because when's the next time a Mariner's going to get inducted in the Hall of Fame?
Ichiro.
Oh, that'll be a big one.
So in 5 years.
And that'll be soon, yeah.
I wonder because you have to wait 5 years. You have to be retired for 5 years before you get on the ballot. He's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, but he played 2 games this season. I wonder if the MLB will grandfather him in with people who retired last year because he played 2 games.
Right.
Like don't let him sit a year of eligibility just for those 2 games.
Don't you think that will depend on who the players are in either of those years?
I don't know.
Like, let's say there was a year where there's some that it's like there's no like finite first ballots. Like, put them on that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do they do stuff like that?
I don't know because I don't think there's been many cases like this. Because like Griffey retired like a month and a half into the season when he stopped, and that counted as like a full season. He had to wait. But this is such a unique case. Like he played 2 games, and I guarantee you, if we didn't play in Tokyo, he wouldn't have even played those 2 games. You know? But it was because it was a nice little send off. So I hope that they'll just be like, yeah, just this year doesn't count. Like this is his first year of being retired. Hopefully, we'll see.
This is like the baseball episode because I wanted to tell you I threw out the first pitch for the Minnesota Twins.
Yeah, it's exciting.
And it was so stinking fun.
Threw a rocket.
Yeah, after gave him fastball. This the only team I've thrown. So I've thrown out the first pitch for Seattle, Arizona, and now Minneapolis or Minnesota. Sorry, and they're the only time that they didn't let me warm up or nothing. They just handed me a baseball and go, all right, you're up. I was like, what? Yeah. So like I didn't get to like loosen up or anything. And I was like, I don't want to flub this. So I didn't think much. I didn't get much time to think about it. I just rifled it in there.
Give him the heater.
Also, I got to pick who I wanted to throw to, and I picked TC Bear, the mascot, which was awesome. And I got him to sign the ball, which is a big deal.
And big shout out to him because catching a ball
as a mascot.
In a mascot suit, that's
crazy, right?
That's skill.
Although he did have a mitt that was like gigantic, but even worse, I thought that is
even
like
worse. That's probably harder to catch with, you know?
Yeah,
especially if someone's gonna float it in, okay, but you threw a fucking heater. So
that is. I've never thought about that. That is crazy that he was. I mean, you're so soft that if you miss it, big whoop.
Yeah, but still,
I threw it as hard as I could. So yeah, it was really funny because when I first got there, I was like, hey, is there any chance I can meet? And like, there was like the second I got done with the word meet, hey, is there any chance, Twins, that I can meet? You could see the look on their face like, oh no, he's going to ask for something we can't give him.
Joe Mauer. He doesn't know Joe Mauer retired.
Can I meet a broadcaster or a Hall of Famer or a
Rod Carew,
player?
Is he here?
Nelson Cruz.
Yeah.
But then I said, do you think I can meet TC Bear? This like relief went over his face, like, oh, I can make that happen in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So if you look at the photos, there was like 100 photos taken, and 90 of them are me with TC Bear. Like I was just so happy to be with TC Bear. So because I was so gushy about meeting the mascot, in the second inning, we're just up there drinking and talking about the first pitch, and me being nervous about having to perform at a bar in Target Field.
Yeah, strange.
Very tough circumstances. That I get a text from the guy, Danny Ekstart, and he says, hey, I was telling them about how much you love mascots. Do you want to race in the mascot costume in the third inning? And I was like, absolutely. And he's like, all right, all you have to do is come to this area at the in the middle of the second. I was like, all right. So we go down this area, and there's all these little costumes. All the people that are waiting to race against me, like I was last for sure because I was drinking at the bar, and it was like last minute, so I headed straight down there. They're all waiting on me, and when I get there, I'm chatty and smiley and goofing off, and these are 5 people that are all strangers just standing by. They hated me immediately. They were just like, who is this noisy, smiley jackass, right?
So okay,
because they're season ticket holders.
Gotcha. That's
season ticket holders get chosen to do that stuff. Nice. And so they were all like, maybe it was nerves, or maybe they were just like uncomfortable. But it was kind of it'd be like strangers like at the DMV.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to chat.
No.
And that's what this was.
Trying to get in and get out.
And I was trying to goof off and and everyone was just like, I hate this guy. You could tell they hated me. And I confirmed.
Happens to you often.
Yeah. And I can confirm that they did not like me because later, like almost all of them ended up coming to my comedy show at the comedy club that weekend. And they were all like, yeah, at first we were very annoyed, but then you warmed us all up and
nice.
we liked you.
That's really cool that they came to your shows.
Yeah, it was awesome. Well, because down there I kept goofing with them and talking to them and like being silly in the costume. I got to be the target dog. Yeah. Bullseye, which was amazing. And so I guess there was all these rules that they went over that I didn't hear or wasn't paying attention to. So while I'm the target dog, I come out there, they line us all up on the warning track, and everyone's out there and is about to race or whatever. I'm doing like this hump thing to the audience, like just this like silly thing, and the kids are above me, like laughing and shouting at Bullseye. And then they start the race, but I wasn't paying attention. I'm like dancing, and then I look over, and they're all running. I was like, ah! So then I start running. I'm in dead last, right? And then I was like, this sucks. Why don't I just cut across the outfield? So I cut across the outfield, and everyone's yelling at me. All the people are like, no, you can't and I didn't. I guess you're not supposed to run in the grass. You're supposed to stay on the dirt warning track and the foul. I didn't know. Yeah. So I just cut across. Now I'm in second place. Right, killing it. I run by the security guard. I put up my hand for a high five, and the first security guard. He's looking at me like I'm a jackass, like I'm not supposed to be going across the grass, and he's all annoyed. So his hands are behind his back. He can see me. I can see that he sees me. I'm a big stupid dog trying to give him a high five, and he just no sells it. Yeah, just shaking his head. No, he doesn't want to high five me. So as I run by him with not getting the high five, I turn back around and I do a Mascot thing where I put my knuckles or my fists on my hips, and I put my hand up and I start pointing to it very like animated, and people are cheering and laughing, and I'm like saying like, you give me a high five. So then he like begrudgingly gives me a high five and like rolls his eyes, and then I run to the next security guard. That guy gives me a high five. Now I'm at dead last. Yeah. I get to the third security guard, and it's a woman. I get down on all fours and pretend to pee on her like a dog would.
This was Jeff Dye's dream come true.
Oh, it was the best.
Being a mascot.
Someday I want to own the Mariners. I want to buy the Mariners. And then I want there to be this mythology of like, you know that the owner sometimes is the mascot? Even if I never once do it, I'll start that urban legend. Yeah. So when people go to the game, in their mind, they'll be like, yeah, I heard there is a park where one of the owners, is that here? Is that Seattle? Yeah. I heard the owner sometimes gets in the mascot costume and is like just going around the park. Yeah. Yeah, because that's my dream job, being a mascot. But anyways, by the time the race is over now, by the time I'm doing the peeing dog shtick, and one of the interns, the girl, she's like, I've already gotten like 7 text messages from my bosses being like, what the fuck was that? Who's in the costume? Didn't you tell? Like, so I was super afraid I got the girl in trouble. Yeah, dude. And then when we got back, it was
offered you a 10-day contract.
I wish. No, it was like being in school again. I felt that nervousness of being in trouble. Yeah. And I was like in the costume, still thinking like, did I screw up? You know, it was really fun.
Never coming back to this ballpark.
I don't want them to get in trouble. And so I was being really apologetic. And the girl's like, it's fine. I'm not going to get in trouble. It's just, you know, I just played dumb. Like I didn't know who was in there and all this different stuff. And so, nobody got in trouble. Nobody got yelled at or anything. But they're going to send me the video of that soon. So stay tuned. I'll put it on Patreon first. Yeah. But it's going to be great knowing that I'm the target dog. You'll be able to tell.
Awesome.
Yeah. And they have the whole thing on video. So I'm hoping that they film me doing the pee thing because they might not have. You never know because if
you were dead last, so they might be following
5 of the racers are at the finish line and I'm doing the pee shtick, they might not have a camera on it, but maybe we'll see. It could be good. But I'm super excited. You'll definitely see the high five thing. You'll definitely see me cutting across the grass.
That's awesome.
But being a mascot, can you think of anything better in the world?
Yes.
What?
Winning the lottery.
No way. Being a mascot is winning the lottery.
Yeah, for you.
Kids run up and hug you. Everyone's so happy to see you.
Paying off my debts.
Big, cool, tough guys that are like assholes. They see the mascot, they're like, hey, what's up? And they give you, they want a photo. Like, it's just so disarming.
I punched a mascot once.
You did?
At the Rainiers game.
Because you're a kid? You're a punk kid?
No. I was 18.
You don't strike me as the punch a mascot type of guy.
I was defending the honor of my girlfriend at the time, who was...
How did a mascot disrespect your girlfriend?
I'll tell you. First of all, she's very frightened.
Let me just tell you I'm starting the story. Even though I love you and my loyalties to you, I'm starting the story
on the side of the mascot.
On the side of the mascot.
Sure, fair enough. Because you'll probably end that way too.
And I can't imagine a mascot disrespecting.
And when I say punch, it wasn't like, it was like, I'll tell you what happened. So we're at the Tacoma Rainiers game, and they have this big dumb fake Mariner Moose. I don't like their mascot. It's like a moose, but it's like, it's weird.
Let's look it up.
Look him up.
Do you know his name or anything?
Oh God.
I'll just be able to find it, but go ahead.
I want to try to figure it out now because it's something. Rhubarb. His name's Rhubarb. Anyways, so we're sitting there and she's already scared of mascots.
Why?
I don't know. because
Maybe she's just trying to be.
yeah, she's the worst. So
Girls would be like,
And
I
then
hate clowns. And you're like,
yeah.
relax.
because she was the worst. And if you're listening, you're the worst.
Oh yeah, he's like a reindeer. Or
yeah,
something.
reindeer. That's what he is. So we're sitting there. He's starting to walk. It's a very small park. Yeah, there he is. If you can see that. He starts to walk around the level, and like we're sitting on the seats where the walkway's right behind us. So we're like the first level or the last row where the walkway's behind us. So he's
How'd you get bad seats to a reindeer?
they're not bad. It's
game?
at the front, like
Oh,
we're
okay.
like 5 seats from the dugout,
Oh, okay,
and then the
good.
walkway's behind us, and then there's the second section. So we're sitting there.
Rhubarb.
He's walking, and she's getting like, oh my god, he's gonna come over here and like mess with me.
Yeah.
And he starts walking, and she's sitting to my right. He walks past us, but then stops and like leans over the rail and is just waiting for her to turn around, and she'll turn around and see him there. Like he's trying to scare her. You know?
Oh.
He's sitting there waiting, and she's like, "Oh my god, is he right behind
Do
me?"
you think he could overhear that she
Probably.
was afraid? Or
Probably,
whatever?
yeah. So then she was like, "Oh my god, he's right behind me," and I just like mushed his face.
Nice.
You know?
Yeah, no, that's good.
So
I think that's fun.
yeah,
I think it's a fun exchange.
yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. I
I didn't do it like try to knock the head
Right, yeah,
off
yeah.
or whatever.
Well, because a lot of kids, like teenagers, love to like pick on mascots.
Bully 'em,
I've seen it
yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah, it's not cool.
They'll like slap the head on them.
yeah,
and
no.
I've even seen on a Simpsons episode. Like it's even so common that they put it in a Simpsons episode.
Yeah. I have another mascot. I was problem. It was at Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay.
I was probably 8.
Don't you think it's strange too that they picked a mouse to be the representative of Chuck E. Cheese, where they sell food and
Yeah,
pizza,
yeah,
like
it's
a
gross.
rodent?
It's
They made
gross.
a
Yeah.
rodent.
It's gross. So I was like 8. My brother Timmy was like 12, and we're sitting there eating pizza.
Nice.
And Chuck E. Cheese came up to like try to get our attention, I'm sure, because I was like really young, and I was kind of like, oh. And my brother just like stops eating. He turns and looks around like slow. He's like, I'm eating. Like he was not interested.
That's
And then
amazing.
Chuck E. Cheese just left. He's like, excuse me, I'm
That's
eating.
hilarious. He was like indignant as a kid.
Yeah, he was. It was so funny. Very funny exchange.
What is your favorite mascot? That's what I would like to know. Send us your favorite
Yeah.
mascot. Tell us a little story. Tell us anything about it. I have been enamored by mascots my entire life.
Yeah.
My friendship with Aaron Marsh, that was something that like he was like, you love mascots, and he really loves mascots. So that was something that he like really brought out of me and encouraged out of me. Is like, yeah, we like it's cool to like mascots.
Yeah.
I also think the have we talked about mascots before on this episode, on this podcast?
Like 50% of the time.
Really?
Like with Greco, we talked about Benny the Bull.
Oh, okay.
We've talked about, we talk
The
about
Philly
mascots
Fanatic.
a
All right,
lot.
so we've talked about it a lot. So
Yeah.
everyone recalls. If you don't recall, or if this is your only episode you've listened to, or if you don't want to try to go back and find those episodes,
Yeah.
the idea of a mascot, the inception of teams having mascots, is to build fan rapport.
Mm-hmm.
Your mascot is never going to hit his wife. He's never going to get traded. He's never going to take more money and leave your city. He's never going to go in a hitting slump. Your mascot helps the kids and the fans go, sure, my favorite batter, is 0 for 56, but the Philly Fanatic's still here,
Yeah.
And
Still batting 1,000.
Yeah, it's still silly and having fun and in good spirits. So that's all it is. It's to build spirits.
Yeah.
I also love the idea of just a picture with a big silly animal like that is so funny. One of my favorite photos I own of me is me at Safeco Field with the Mariner Moose, Blitz the Seahawk, and then the Aqua Sox mascot, which I'm not sure his name.
It's like a tree frog.
Yeah, he's cute. But that photo almost feels incomplete without Squatch.
Yeah, man.
But that mascot must just be in a box somewhere, right? Nobody's using it. I've seen Seattle Sonics fans walking around in like a Sonics jersey, Sonics shorts, and then they have like Chewbacca.
Yeah.
That's
the
not
closest,
Squatch.
I know, but that's the closest thing we could get.
Someone couldn't like, with how creative the world is and stuff, you
Yeah,
can't.
you could probably find like a Bigfoot mask.
Yeah,
That would be closer.
Or even carve one to make it look similar to that. It was made of wood. It was like a wooden mask.
That's
it
a
was very
lot of
Native
work.
American,
It's a lot
and
of
then
work.
had the hair. But you could just, I'm just shocked that nobody has done that. Or like why the Seattle doesn't just let Squatch still be a mascot. Have him at the Mariners games. Let's pretend the Sonics.
I think that would just be up to the Mariners doing that. Like, because
Yeah.
I'm sure no one owns Squatch.
It'd be a good idea.
You know?
Well, I think Clay Bennett owns Squatch. But I know Clay Bennett wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Because Clay Bennett's made public statements. Clay Bennett's the guy who bought the Seattle Supersonics and turned them into the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And he wants to distance himself from
He's
that as
always
much as
trying
possible.
to distance himself from the Sonics things. In fact, there's a public thing you can find on the internet where he said that if the Seattle gets a team, they can have the name, they can have the history, they can have the rights. Because he's trying, he knows what he did is dirty, but he also has no interest.
He never wanted the Sonics. He wanted his own team.
Yeah, and he's not trying to rub it in our face.
Yeah, we were just the victim.
Which I appreciate that about him.
But still,
But I do appreciate that about him is that like he hasn't done a throwback game where like they wear the uniforms.
Yeah.
I think he did try to retire Gary Payton's number.
Yeah.
And Gary Payton said no.
GP, are you with me?
That's a good thing.
Yeah, fuck that. Yeah. They're almost out. It's almost Sonic's curse day. They're down 3-1 to the Blazers.
Oh, good.
Yeah. And it looks like it's gonna happen on their court, on Thunder's court.
Okay,
Even
good.
Sweeter.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe Thunder fans will be a lot happier when the Sonics come back too.
Yeah, because they can stop hearing it.
Yeah, they could stop hearing about it. They could, like, what if? Because that'll become like a thing. Like, oh, we're not cursed anymore because they got their team back.
Yeah,
they made it right.
Yeah,
like
hopefully.
a movie.
Hopefully,
they're not haunted by it anymore.
Once the Key Arena gets finished and opens, and the hockey team shows up, we have hopefully a lure.
What are the team names? Can you look up the team names of what the Seattle hockey team might be?
Yeah, Seattle Times did a thing that was totally there's nothing that's been truly affiliated with.
Oh, really?
Nothing.
So the 15 things that I looked at are just ideas. They might not even be.
Yeah, and that was Seattle Times came up with that for fans to vote.
Well, then let me start lobbying for this. The Seattle Sasquatches. Come on.
Yeah.
How cool.
That was one on the...
I didn't see that on the list.
Yeah, it was one that they put.
On the list, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can pull it up.
I would love. Sorry if I sound nasally today, by the way.
Here's a Sports Illustrated article that says 13 team names all ranked. Because this is like, you can actually bet on it in Vegas.
Nice.
Sasquatches aren't on this one.
Yeah, this must be the list I saw.
This is not the Seattle Times ones. But the highest odds right now are the Totems. That's what our team used to be in the 50s. It wasn't an NHL team, but it was like a professional hockey
Well, that's
team.
good then, because that's what the Sounders did. The Sounders weren't a professional team, and then they picked the...
So we have history there. The Emeralds.
Nope.
Emerald City, I don't like it either.
Because what would that mascot even be?
Yeah. The Rainiers, no. We already have Tacoma Rainiers. So the Sockeyes.
That's a fish.
It's like a salmon. It's like our state fish, but also like hockey, fighting, sockeye.
Oh, I like that.
Kind of
I'm back on
innuendo.
board.
Yeah.
Also, fish mascots are very funny.
Yeah. The Kraken.
Oh,
Seattle Kraken.
That's cool.
Yeah. Seattle Renegades. No,
I don't know what a renegade
it's too generic.
Technically be.
Yeah, it's just Seattle Sea Lions.
Cute,
but I don't want.
Yeah.
Seattle Seals. Cute again, but the Seattle Evergreens.
Like a tree?
Yeah.
Please don't let it be the Evergreens.
Yeah. Seattle Whales. No. Seattle Cougars. No.
No, because we have Washington State.
Yeah. Seattle Eagles. No. And Seattle Firebirds. No. A lot of, and the ones that's not on here that I think should be the highest odds is the Metropolitans, because that was the first.
I don't want that either.
I don't either, but there was a team, Seattle Metropolitans, first American team to win the Stanley Cup.
Please give me the Seattle Sasquatch.
You know? Yeah.
Please, how great.
Sasquatches, that'd be cool.
It'd be a fun mascot. Then when the Sonics come back, or how about this? Oh, I've got the best idea.
Here we go.
You name the hockey team the Seattle Sasquatches.
Yeah.
Right? Then when we get the Sonics back, one mascot
for both
two teams.
Yeah, that's great.
And so Squatch gets two jobs for the job he lost for the last 11 years.
That's pretty cool.
And he wears a hockey, obviously he makes it a hockey thing when he does it for the hockey, and he wears basketball when he does basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so fantastic.
Another one that wasn't on this list.
He'd be like Deion Sanders or Bo Jackson. He's a two-team mascot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great.
There's the Steelheads. That's another fish. Seattle Steelheads.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of what other ones there were.
Well, I like the out of that list, Sockeyes is the best. Or not the best.
That's a good one.
Sockeyes, Kraken,
Totems.
The Totems, only because of the history you told me. And also it matches the Seahawks, because the Seahawk is the top of a totem pole.
Right.
It's not a real bird.
And that's what, and their colors were like red, white, and blue. I don't know. If I'm hoping, especially if we're gonna get an NBA, like I would like Sonic's colors, kind of. And then you could have both teams, especially if he's gonna have a mascot. Like it'd be cool to have like green and gold.
Well, you know what my prediction is? That they're gonna make them Seahawks colors. Seattle's somehow getting like lumped into that.
Yeah.
Like the Sounders are totally like, hey,
I think it depends.
It's a Seattle thing.
I think it depends on the team name. If it goes with the Metropolitans, because there's some rumors when they showed like a rendering of their training facility they're building at the Northgate Mall, I think is where they're building their like practice facility. They showed like a rendering of it, and they had like the Metropolitans kind of logo on there. Where it's like this big S, and it says like Seattle in the S, and then it's like green, red, and like a cream, almost a white, but like a cream, because that was old back in the day.
Red, yeah.
So, but it's like almost like the '96 Sonics.
Okay. Oh yeah. Which those are just I love the Sonics even when they wore this, but that was my least favorite uniform.
That was my favorite just because that's when I was,
It looked so weird to me
because I didn't get to see that.
Right. I loved that. That's when I was young.
And then I saw the reboot. I saw the reboot ones.
And then when they like went back to those colors, it was like, yes. Because also we when you see that color on the court, which I know now the Utah Jazz just do whatever colors they want, which is very annoying.
Stupid.
But when you saw the green and gold on the court, you knew it was the Sonics. It's very much like the Packers. There's no team that looks like the Packers in football.
Yeah.
Like when you see that green and gold come out on the football field, you go, oh, yep, it's the Pack. I felt like that used to be like Sonic because it's a very ugly, not ugly, but kind of like a obnoxious color.
See, but I don't. So it's that basketball behind you. I don't like that logo per se.
Oh, really?
Like,
see, I was fine with that.
Like I'd rather have it be the original, and I actually did like the '96. Just because that was the team I grew up with and whatever. But
when those uniforms came out, like, being a young person, you're such a mark for a new uniform. You're like, oh, we got new uniforms. We got new.
Yeah.
Like, in fact, the new uniform for the Mariners might be what started the popularity that got them a new stadium for Safeco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because nobody was talking about the Mariners. Nobody gives a. In fact, I remember the first day that we got those new uniforms was 1993. I had one of the first ones. Definitely at Crestwood. I was like, I rocked this thing, and I was so proud of it, and I was really happy that my shout out to my parents that they were. There was weird times in my life where they would just be like, yeah. Like one time we were at Fred Meyer, I was like, can I get Mario Kart? And they're like, sure. That's unlike my parents to just be like, oh, here's a $60 game. Like that's not. But there's these moments in life where for some reason they just allowed it. But this was one of those moments where like, you want this shirt? And I was like, I want this shirt so bad. It was a mesh Mariners shirt, and it just had 2 buttons here, and it had the new uniform, and they had just came out like the day before. So I wore it around. No one knew what I was wearing.
Yeah.
It was all 49ers, Cowboys. All the kids in my school loved the Bulls. Nobody was rocking baseball or Mariners. I remember wearing it to my orthodontist, and he goes, what's that? Who are they? I was like, it's the baseball team. It's the baseball team here.
That's crazy.
In Seattle. He had no idea what I was wearing. That's why
they almost left.
Yeah. And so that made them more popular because we started to get a little bit better.
Do you know what we should do?
What?
So we have a new thing coming on Patreon called Movie Night.
Yeah.
So check that out.
It's fun. We did, what was the first movie called?
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, yeah. Should we do a My Oh My?
That's exactly what we should do.
Yeah,
we're gonna
then keep pausing it. So we can tell, because there's going to be moments we're going to want to like start talking about something.
Yeah.
I can't look at Rich Amaral or Darren Bragg or Doug Strange or Alex Diaz without getting flooded with
and I think
emotions.
what would be cool for you guys listening, if you want to watch that, because if you're not a Mariners fan or whatever, it'll still be really interesting to hear us talk about it and our memories.
And getting to watch it, because you might fall in love with this team or these memories too, because what a fun season.
We got to do that.
And also the voiceover, is it Dave Niehaus?
It's Dave Niehaus the whole time.
It's the best. Yeah. Adam Ray's throwing out the first pitch for the Mariners soon, and he's going to wear a Niehaus jersey.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that.
That'll get a big pop.
Yeah. And this actually goes back to what we're saying. Dave Niehaus is sort of the mascot for the Seattle Mariners.
Macklemore says it best in his song. Like, he was the voice of my summers.
Sure.
Like,
for sure.
Playing in the yard. It doesn't get dark until 10 p.m. in Seattle or whatever. Like, playing wiffle ball and having the radio on and hearing his voice. Like, it gives me goosebumps. But also, like, don't you agree? Like, he was never going to leave. He was never going to take a bigger contract. Like, he was Seattle. Yeah.
My. You know what my criticism
of... Vince Scully. He was,
My criticism of Rick Riz and Dave Niehaus, my only criticism, as broadcasters, you have to watch every pitch of baseball.
Yeah.
So there were times where I would just have it on and they would start getting very excitable, but it was the other team like hitting a home run.
Yeah.
So those moments...
Which is so crazy because that you say that, because I see a lot of people now complaining about Dave Sims where they're like, he doesn't even seem like he's a Mariners fan.
Oh, really?
Which is so crazy.
Well, they're just baseball fans.
Yeah.
And they are, they definitely are rooting for the home team. But it's like, you can't watch a baseball game and then not go, jeebers, Mark McGwire just hit that off the back of the kingdom.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to get a little,
Right.
if you love baseball enough, you love a dinger.
Yeah.
Like, so I would remember, because I only was young when I had these opinions, like when I was like mad at them for it.
Right.
Because I remember like, he'd be like, and that one is way gone.
Yeah,
and in my mind, I was like,
come on, man.
who hit it? Who hit it? And it's like, Mark McGwire with his 3rd home run today. And I'm like, oh, he's all excited about Mark McGwire. But, that was just like young Jeff.
Right.
But yeah, he's just.
One of my favorite moments is in, I think it was his last season, when Mike Blowers called the Tuiasosopo home run to the pitch. Do you remember this?
No, maybe I remember you talking about it.
So before the game, they would do their radio pregame, and they do the thing, who's your click to pick or whatever. So who do you think is going to have a good game? And Mike Blauer was like, I think it's going to be Matt Tuiasosopo. He's going to
I do remember
he's going to hit his first major league home run today.
I do remember
And then
this.
Rick Riz, it's the end of the season. We're not doing well. So he's just kind of having fun. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, okay, what inning? He's like, I think 5th inning, second at bat. He's like, what, fastball? He's like, I think it's going to be like a 3-1 count fastball. And he's going to hit it the second deck. So specific, right?
Yeah.
So then cut to the game, and now it's Rick Riz and Dave Niehaus, and it's the second at bat. Here he comes, and it's a 2-1 pitch, and he predicted 3-1. So it's like 2-1 pitch on the way. And it's outside ball 3. This is it. I've never been more excited for a single pitch in my life. The next pitch is like, swung on and belted. And then
so
Rick Riz
great.
just starts dying immediately because it was to the pitch.
Which is great because the odds of that,
insane.
He would be a billionaire if he could do that in Vegas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just so specific.
Yeah, but just him saying, he's like, I've never been so excited for a 3-1 pitch in my life. So great.
I do remember you telling me that story, but Tuiasosopo, those guys, that's when you think of Kent, Washington, you think of the Conwells, or you think of all the Kent families, you know?
Yeah.
You're from it.
I'm a part of it.
Yeah, you're a part
Not
of
the Conwells, but the family I'm a part of is a big Kent family.
Yeah. What are all the big Kent families?
Well, I don't want to out my family, I guess. I don't
It's
know.
their last name.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. It's who you think of in Kent? You think of Carpenito.
Yeah. I don't know why you're being private about it. It's very weird.
Because I don't know. It's my family,
Yeah, but it's their last name.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
I guess.
Yeah, nobody thinks of the Dyes.
Yeah.
There's only 5 of us and 4 now, you know?
Yeah.
All right, forget it. But one of those families is the Tuiasosopos, not Kent.
Not Kent.
But in,
they're Woodinville.
Yeah, Woodinville families. Like that they were like
But they're sad because
big athletic family.
Because their dad played for the Seahawks,
and
that's
then
kind of started.
They all
it.
play like
So then they all
Wazoo and UW.
Yeah, so like Matt Tuiasosopo played for the Mariners. He was Ricky's age. So I remember like my oldest brother, Ricky, they played against each other since they were 10.
Yeah.
And they would like face each other in high school and
It's
everything.
crazy
So-
that none of them really popped in the pros.
Well, Marcus Tuiasosopo was a quarterback for the Huskies and was like a legend there. And then he played for the Raiders and did pretty okay.
I didn't know that.
Did okay. But, again, he wasn't, Pro Bowler or anything like that. And then Matt had a, cup of coffee in the major leagues for the Mariners and also the Blue Jays after we got rid of him. Never an all-star, never like a full-time starter.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty like short, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
For when that guy played for the Raiders, how long was he there?
Couple years.
Oh, okay.
But he was only like a starter for like a year, maybe.
All right. The only thing I love more than mascots is crazy people.
You love crazy folk.
I'm telling you.
Brushy one string.
Brushy one string.
Chicken in the corn.
Ralph Whistle.
And he's new to me.
Something about someone being just so unique and weird. It draws me. And I'll give you a good example of this. I was at the Comedy Magic Club. I was doing a comedy show. Some friends came, and then afterwards I said, let's go to a bar and we'll go drink at this bar across the street from Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa. We're all having drinks, and when we get there, there's a woman. She's a large woman, and I do not mean overweight or fat. She was neither of those things. She just looked like someone put her in a big machine and just turned the dial to like 10. Yeah, I mean she couldn't, but just shoulders, just this big lady. She's a big Swedish lady, thick accent. My age. And she just comes right up to me, right up to all of us, just no shame at all, and just starts talking to us. She wasn't at the comedy show. She's just drunk at a bar, and she's a giant blonde woman. And she just starts telling us about, turns out she plays some professional sport in Sweden.
Nice. Handball?
And I don't know what it is, but
Field
some
hockey?
sort of big thing. I don't know. I never heard of the sport. She starts chatting us up, and she's being loud, and she's saying crazy things, and it's the alcohol. And then she also just so unique. I've never seen a woman like this gigantic. It was like meeting Andre the Giant lady version, you know?
Yeah.
And so all my friends are uncomfortable. They're all like, "Ugh, like let's try to ditch this lady. Let's all, let's try to have some drinks and enjoy each other's company." I couldn't leave her alone. I was like, "Hey, we're going over there to drink. Come drink with us."
Yeah.
The entire night, I almost neglected my friends, you could say, because I was just enjoying talking to this
you're
lady.
hanging out with Helga.
Dude, she was so fascinating. She told me all these crazy things about herself, and I was ironically enjoying it. Can you believe she's sharing this?
Yeah.
Like she came from Sweden to date or hang out with a guy for the first time ever that they'd been talking online. He played at USC. He was like an college football lineman. I imagine he became a pro lineman. Maybe, I don't know. But he's a big guy. He started talking to her, and then she came all the way to America to hang out with this guy. And I was like, that's fascinating. You flew from Sweden to like Southern California to like meet a dude? And she's like, yeah. Also, all my friends are listening to her share these stories with me. On the first night.
Wait, was there a happy ending to that story?
No, on the first night that she was there,
sorry.
she started, something happened. He must have got the impression like either she's crazy or she did something, or maybe she's not drunk, right, as I'm telling it. Maybe she's just always like this.
Yeah.
He kicked her out of the house,
Oof.
but she has nowhere to go
Oofta.
because she flew from Sweden.
Oofta is what they would say in Sweden.
Oofta.
Yeah, they would say oofta.
And then she's like, yeah, he kicked me out, but it was awesome because I got to ride in a police car. And I was like, what? Wait, what? He called the police on you? She's like, oh, yeah, I'm not leaving lightly. And I was like,
my
what
God.
do you mean I'm not leaving lightly? And then she starts explaining like how like the cops didn't take me to jail. They just said, listen, we're going to drop you off somewhere, but you can't go back there. She goes, oh, I went back there. She starts telling me all this different stuff. And then she stole one of his football jerseys. And the next day, because this happened like a week prior to us meeting her, she's just hanging out now in Southern California, going bar to bar, chilling.
What a
talking
legend.
to strangers, right?
Yeah.
Then she goes, but I sent him this photo. She's been texting him this whole time and he's not replying. And so then I'm looking at my friends like, wait, you guys catching this?
Oh my
She's just
gosh.
texting this guy. He called the cops on you. It's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah, but I really like him.
She's crazy.
Yeah. She's like crazy person.
Yeah.
And then she's like, yeah. And then I sent him this picture. And if he doesn't reply to this, he's nuts, right? And she showed a picture of herself to all of us on the beach. She's not wearing any clothes except his jersey. So you can't really see anything, but you can tell that she's naked underneath his football jersey. And she took it out on the beach. And it's like, I don't think that's going to do the trick,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I had to call the cops on her. She won't leave me alone. But this picture, though.
Right. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
That's just horrible, crazy woman logic.
Yeah.
Like, also, you're admitting you stole his jersey.
Yeah, he's going to be like, hey,
Yeah,
he's going to call the cops again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she steals the jersey, takes this photo, and I said, well, has he replied? She goes, no, but I only sent it yesterday.
Right, because we're not on our phones
The
24/7.
hope.
I'll say this. If you text somebody and they don't respond, it's intentional.
Oh, yeah. And if they don't respond, within an hour, sometimes they're maybe driving or doing
I'm
something.
at the gym. Whatever.
And she's like, yeah, but
That
it's
was a
only
weird
been,
flex
it's
that I just
only
did,
been a
but
day.
sorry. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
he's not replying. So anyways, I was just so enamored by her. And the next day, all my friends were kind of teasing me like, you were talking to that girl for so long. And I was like, yeah, I wasn't drunk. I just really enjoy
Yeah, it was fascinating.
meeting people that I've never been around like that.
Yeah.
So it's like she got all my time that night and whatever. So that being said, there's a guy on the internet. He once went on a late night talk or a daytime television show because he has a very unique talent of being able to throat whistle.
Mm.
Who knows that if that's even a thing?
Right, yeah.
Throat
I've never heard anything like it.
whistling.
Yeah.
And he goes on the thing and he's doing this unique talent of him going
It looks crazy. Yeah.
It looks crazy. It sounds very weird. It is so fascinating. I found him on the internet. I followed him on Instagram. I tell people about him sometimes if I think about it. Like, he's a cool dude, just a cool guy with a very unique talent. I don't know how you could get rich off this talent. I don't think you can.
No.
I don't like the thing that he's most good at and is unique to him. He can't really capitalize that much on. Ralph Whistle. Check him out. It's amazing. I shared this video with this girl. She's the best. I call her Quinn. She's a beautiful, fun, cool lady. She reached out to Ralph Whistle and hired him to whistle.
The greatest gift you could give us.
Yes. Whistle during the intro music to this podcast. The Jeff Dye's Friendship.
What a gift.
And this is it.
Make sure you get that close to your mic there.
Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's Friendship. Jeff Dye's
Looks like Ray Liotta.
He used to have a mullet and a mustache.
That'd be better.
Friendship.
How about
What?
that?
Legend. That looks
Thank
insane.
you, Quinn. It was this
What a gift.
a personalized moment from a wild guy,
Yeah.
Ralph Whistle. Ralph, appreciate it. Quinn, you're the greatest. It's so funny to me.
That's so on brand. Like you're like, when you texted me, you're like, the greatest thing just happened.
Yeah,
And when you text me that, I already know it's going to be something
weird.
like this.
Yeah.
You know, but it makes me happy because I know that you're super happy about it. Like when you say the greatest thing just happened, I'm not expecting it to be like
The lottery.
yeah, and it's like, dude, all your troubles are gone because I just won the lottery and I have so much money. I'm going to give you something.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm hoping for. But I know it's going to be something like this, so I'm just kind of like, all right. And then you send me this video, and just my jaw drops.
Yeah,
I'm just like, what did you just send me?
so weird.
But it's so great.
Yeah, Ralph Whistle.
I was very happy about it.
Love you, dude. So funny, so cool. Do you think when Ralph makes a video like that for people, because other people have booked him to sing "Happy Birthday"
Sure.
to their friend or whistle "Happy Birthday"?
He's probably got the hits.
Do you
ready?
think he does one take, shoots it off?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't think that he listened to the song first and he goes, "Oh, I'll go here."
He definitely probably listened to that song first.
He's winging it.
because it was new. But when someone's like, "Hey, can you do?" He's probably just he's a jukebox.
A happy birthday.
Yeah.
Just ready to go.
Yeah.
What
You
a
know,
weird.
but if I text him or try
Message
to
him.
get this and
Yeah.
like, "Hey man, can you do Dreams by Van Halen?" Like he might already have that on tap or not.
Oh, look at
Yeah.
this.
What? Breaking
While
news.
we're
Breaking news.
recording this podcast,
Breaking news.
there's a picture of me throwing out the first pitch.
Let's see it.
Let's see if I can figure this out.
Because it would be cool if I could just impose it into the video version of this, but that's too much work and I won't do it.
Don't have to.
So
All right, good song. Don't know if we can clear that.
yeah. Oh, they're never gonna find out.
We want to direct your attention back to the pitcher's mound
There he
now
is.
and have you welcome Jeff Dye. Jeff is a nationally touring comedian, actor, host, prankster,
Prankster.
Bigfoot enthusiast. He was raised in Seattle.
The Yates
He's had two
jackpot.
of his own shows on MTV, his own Comedy Central Presents special, and he started numerous other TV projects. Dye's passion is bringing love and positivity through laughter to everyone he encounters. Jeff will be performing at the House of Comedy in Bloomington tonight.
And he
through
loves hanging out with his best friend, Tony
21st. Following
Reavis.
the game today, Jeff Dye is going to perform a post-game comedy set in Bat and Barrel. This performance coincides with our first ever post-game happy hour and dinner.
Nice.
club's going to remain open for
Wrap it
2
up.
hours following the game. Stop by.
Yeah.
See Jeff. Have some laughs. But right now,
Kissy.
Jeff, it's your pitch.
Here we go. It's got the 0-2 count. 1 strike away. Pitch on the way. TC Bear. Why'd they give you Peewee Herman?
And all the girls say I'm pretty fly.
Okay, that's not okay. Only in Minnesota.
Why did you give me that Peewee Herman?
Why'd he give you the Peewee Herman and why?
I don't recall them putting Peewee Herman on there.
That might be
when I did it live.
superimposed. But
Maybe
why,
I was just too excited.
Why pretty fly for a white guy? That's not okay.
Yeah, that's pretty.
They need to stay woke, dude.
I think that is a little inappropriate.
A little insensitive.
A little inappropriate, if you ask Jeffy.
Yeah.
How do I save that? That is a cool thing.
I don't know.
But yeah, great. There's just zero chance they're not going to send me the race.
We're going to put that on Patreon for sure.
Oh gosh. How do I save it?
So-
But yeah, man. What were we talking about? That Ralph Whistle. I'm trying to think of the other things that I like that, like Brushy One String. Check him out. He has
Chicken
a
in the
song where
corn.
one part of the song he just goes, "Eeky beaky booku pajinky dinky linky booka 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 booka."
And you know what's crazy? You sing that all the time.
Yeah.
And I will give you a free pass on that one because that's what he says. But now we just went on a road trip to San Francisco a few months ago. We went on a long drive yesterday to Anaheim and back.
Which was great.
We're going on a long drive tomorrow to San Diego
Which
to
would be
watch some
fantastic
Mariners.
also.
It's very funny how we get along very well on road trips,
Yeah.
and our taste in music could not be farther from. Like, we do like the same things, but like my first choice of music will be different than your first choice of music.
Okay.
And you know the words to 0 songs,
Yeah.
but you know the melody to the words. So you'll sing like that.
But I'll make up sounds.
You're just not saying words. You're on the melody.
Used to annoy my sister so
right?
much.
And so that's the one song that I give you the pass because you actually know those
Right.
words.
Those are the words.
But you say those same words for every song that you hear.
Right. So like if I was like Only the Good Die Young, it'd be like Mountain and Midnight.
Yeah, exactly.
It would not be the words.
And I'm just like, oh,
It's way more fun to be obnoxious.
yeah.
It's funny. I felt like this is that yesterday, my music or something I was doing was agitating you so much.
Yeah, I was, first of all, I had to come down. I was really stressed before I picked you up. I was really nervous.
He broke into my house. If you don't follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, I broke into his house.
He broke it. He knows the door codes. He knows his way around here better than anyone else.
It was a plan. This was all a plan.
Besides Aaron, I don't think anyone else knows that this place better than you. It goes, Aaron March knows my place better than anyone. You know it second best. I know it third best.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I come over because you were flying in from Minnesota. I was going to pick you up from the airport in your car, and we were going to drive to Anaheim.
Right.
Now, as we were planning this, a few days in advance, you're like, dude, my car is like, I'm not charged.
Right.
So I was like, oh, okay, well, I can go pick up your car and I can charge it before I get you. I didn't realize when you said you're not charged, you were not charged. Like, not only could I not make it to Anaheim, like,
You were nervous you weren't going to make it to the charging station.
yeah, I didn't realize that until I got into the car.
Yeah.
So it's all fun and
But
games.
also, I thought it had like 20-something miles on it. Did it
No,
say that?
It had like 14.
Oh, no. Yeah, 14's like 0 in a
yeah,
Tesla.
Yeah,
I have a Tesla if you're curious, guys. If you're worrying about all this charging talk.
So it was all fun and games when I showed up. Like, I had this idea when I got up. I was like, oh, this will be funny because like I can act like I'm breaking it. Like, it's fun,
Right.
little thing. So I did this little video. I'm like, oh, here's
funny.
Here's a step-by-step guide on how to rob your friends. Just break in, know the code, raid his closet, and then I grabbed, because I was grabbing your jersey for you.
So we go to the game.
And I grabbed the one that says your name on it. Like, that's funny. Why would I want that? Grab his car keys, enjoy riding his car. So I get in the car, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to go drive to the charging station, charge it up, go pick it from the airport, and go. I get in the car.
The nearest charging station is what?
It was like
How many miles?
8 miles.
Yeah, that's a lot if you only have 14
Only
of a
have
charge.
14. Plus, it's 8 miles, which includes freeway.
Mhm.
So that's 14 miles, not freeway.
Right. And just so you know, if you don't know anything about Teslas or you don't care, it's interesting to note that when a Tesla says it has 14 miles of charge left. It's not really 14 miles.
It's like 14 miles at like 35 miles an hour.
If you drive 35, if you don't have the air conditioning on,
Yeah.
if you're not charging your cell phone,
Right.
if you're not, because all of those things take energy.
Yeah.
Even if you put like a lane change, those sensors have to sense if a car is near.
Right.
So that's taking energy from
And
the
so
car.
here's the thing. This is the first time I've driven a Tesla.
Okay.
I don't know how this thing works. I'm figuring it out as I'm going. So I'm sure I'm using more energy than I need because I'm trying to do the turn signal, but I hit the wrong thing, and I probably put on like autopilot, but like hold the accelerator.
Yeah.
So I'm like probably doing that on accident, which is like I'm turning the lights on. I'm sure, like I'm doing all extra stuff that's burning energy.
Sure.
So I'm like, all right, I have to go, and it's like I'm gonna make it with like 1% after I put it in the GPS. So I'm like, all right, I can't miss a turn. I can't do, I get on the freeway, and as I'm there, I'm like, all right, here we go. And then it gives me the notification, keep it under 50 to make your destination. So I'm on the freeway, the 101 in LA traffic.
Yeah.
People already impatient. And I'm like, in this Tesla, driving 49 miles an hour.
Why is this rich jackass driving so slow?
Yeah, and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to stay in the far right lane. Just
putting along. Happy Easter.
Yeah. So nervous because it's going down. Like it says like, all right, I have 6 miles left. And I'm like, all right, I have 5 miles to spare.
Sure.
Because I'm like, whatever. But then I get to like 4 miles left. Now I only have 3 miles to spare. Because it's going down. I'm like, this is not going down at the same pace.
Right.
My distance traveled and my distance allowed in this battery is not traveling at the same pace. So I'm getting nervous. I'm getting at stoplights, and they're taking, like, the stoplight won't change. It won't go green. And I'm like, I'm wasting energy just sitting here.
Sure.
Like, I'm freaking out. I get to the charger with 1 mile left on the battery.
And they're all full.
All full. Because there's some that are open with, but they're blocked with a cone.
Which, what does that mean? Does that mean that one's not working?
Yeah, I'm assuming.
You're right.
Luckily,
we saw that yesterday too.
Luckily, I go around a corner and I actually see one like in a back corner that is free. And I'm like, oh, great. I'm going to have to 17-point turn this one to fit in here. Get in there, charge it. And I was like, all right, I can relax. Now, it's already stressful driving someone else's very expensive car.
Yeah, I imagine, for sure.
Very stressful. Just because I'm going to be extra careful. I'm just like, almost running out of battery because I'm like, what if I just ran out of battery? I don't know what to do.
Right.
You're on a plane. I can't call you.
Yeah.
So I'm like really stressed out. Finally charges. So then I'm coming to pick you up at the airport. There's way too many people at Burbank Airport.
Burbank Airport, it's never that busy. But for some reason, I thought Easter would make it less busy.
Yeah.
Which everyone else also must have thought.
Yeah. So that was stressing me
because Burbank
out.
was just like 800 cars. Yeah.
And I'm like, what airline are you? You're like, oh, you'll see me. I'm in a red hoodie. I'm like, all right.
Well, and with Burbank Airport, just the reason I said that is because
it's small.
It's like 100 feet. And
I just wanted
wanted
a place to kind of just go. But whatever. I was like, okay, this makes sense. I'm stuck in this. I'm trying to go through. I'm like, why are we not moving? Why is there so many people? I'm driving so slow. And people are like, come on. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? And I get to the end of the road. I'm just like, I text you. I'm like, where the fuck are you?
I saw that.
Because I had to do another loop now. And finally you got there. And I was like, get me out of this driver's seat. So kind of for the first, 45 minutes of our trip to Anaheim.
And then I just put on like sad.
It was like bumming me out. Yeah, it was like really kind of sad music. And
Damien Rice.
Yeah, I'm not in the mood for that in this day and just the last few weeks of what my life has been. I'm not in the mood for that. I need I need Annie up, dunk that fool. Like that's what I needed. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was a little on edge, it took me a minute to, and like we were there was more traffic than usual to Anaheim too.
Oh, really? I didn't notice that.
I was like, what? Because usually it takes like 45 minutes to get there, and it took us like a little bit over an hour.
I guess every time I've
maybe
ever done
it's because I'm used to coming from like Hollywood as opposed to the Valley.
Maybe.
So maybe that was the extra. But I was like, I just want to get to the game, and yeah, I'll be honest, it took me a minute. I was on edge a little bit.
Yeah, I felt like scared. I was
sorry.
like, I don't know am I doing something wrong?
Yeah, no, it wasn't you. It was just everything else.
Because I was like, I know I listen to bad music. I'm not, but it's not this bad.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was fine.
I used to always joke if someone stole my iPod, they'd return it.
Yeah.
Because my music is a lot of top 40, a lot of whatever. And I don't realize it's bad till I'm around other people, because when I'm alone, I'll listen to one song on repeat for like days and days and days.
Yeah, that is you.
So I have to mix up other songs when other people are around, because I know that that's going to drive them
Jeff,
bonkers.
I cannot listen to Third Eye Blind one more time.
Right, and I'll just do it over and over and over and over. So I know, like, I've got to mix it up. And so then people are like, this is the music you listen to? You're like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. It's what I would listen to.
Wish you would step back.
Yeah, it's what I would listen to if you were around and I couldn't put one song on repeat for an hour and a half.
Well, that was my life with you a lot of times. There was months on end where I have to listen. I'm a man now.
Oh, yeah.
Great song,
Christine and the Queens.
But when you hear it 70 times in a row, it's like,
It's
all
still
right,
good to me,
it's
baby.
time to change pace.
It's funny that do you think every human has like some autistic qualities?
Probably.
That maybe autism is such a spectrum that even people that aren't diagnosed with autism are somehow still on that spectrum.
Yeah.
Right?
I think just the human mind's too complex to
Right.
be like, oh no, you're free from any
you have
diagnosis.
no autism.
Yeah. Of just any
We
diagnosis.
all have autism.
We all have something.
Just not to a point where we need
You
it.
learned a little something today. We all have.
Yeah.
We all have autism.
There you go. We are all suffering from autism. Me more than others.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, you guys.
Yeah.
Join us next
got
week. Who
stuff
we
to-
got?
I don't want to spoil. I don't want to
Okay.
say it because with our history, it's
gotta
not
guess.
going to be the person. But yeah, we should have guessed
Yeah. Oh
for
my
the
gosh.
foreseeable future. You got anything to plug? I mean, this is your show. You gonna plug some stuff?
I'm gonna be golfing in
We're going to San Diego.
Florida with the Murray brothers for the
Nice.
Caddyshack golf tournament. Might be going to Derek Jeter's golf thing this weekend.
Nice.
Which Griffey's also golfing in.
Tell him I wear his jersey.
What's that?
Tell him I wear his jersey every time.
Dude, he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
He's the only star I've ever met that he actually had to tell me to
Right.
breathe.
Yeah.
Like, that's how nervous I was.
Yeah.
What else? Where am I the week after that? The week next weekend,
Yeah, we can tell it
I
next
will be
episode.
performing in Hilarities in Cleveland,
Yeah.
where I'll also be throwing out the first pitch for the Cleveland Indians.
Nice.
So stay tuned for that. I'll say this before I go there, and maybe I'll change my opinion later. You know, I don't want to sound like a flip-flopper, but Cleveland Indians have the second worst mascot in Major League Baseball.
It's Orbit.
No,
No.
Orbit's
That's
the
the
Astros.
Astros. What's it? He's like a pink guy or
Yeah,
something.
he's pink.
Yeah,
he's
it's
like a knockoff of the Fanatic,
Yeah,
but
it's
he's like
weird.
a pink. And it's because they're trying to like veer away from Indian stuff.
Yeah,
you know, 'cause
yeah.
it's gonna
Which is smart.
annoy people.
Yeah.
And offend people. So I don't know. Maybe I'll hit it off with him, and you know, I'll be all excited to meet him.
Yeah.
You never know. What do you want to plug?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at I am Tony Reavis. Got a lot going on there. This podcast, Screen Peekers, gaming podcast.
Screen
I have
Peeks.
a lot of fun gaming stuff coming up at Collider as well. And then I'm still working on some music I'm pretty excited about.
Nice. I'm excited
So,
to hear it.
You follow me there, and then join us on Patreon because we have a lot of new content. It's coming now. The movie night's gonna be fun, and then we have some other stuff we're gonna do. So join us there and get your free comedy tickets to Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff Dunn. All right.
Friendship.
How about that? What an episode. Don't forget to go over to Patreon and subscribe if you want to watch this. If you already are, we love you. Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate every single one of you. Come see me at Hilarities in Cleveland. Not this weekend, but next. I'll probably be popping around the LA area doing spots, so stay tuned to all my social medias, which is at Jeff Dye. If you want to see me at the Laugh Factory, the Improv, or the Comedy and Magic Club, I'll be popping in, doing spots there. Other than that, we love you guys so much. Tony thanks you. I thank you. Keep this love alive, baby. Friendship is magic, and so are you.